lumalabas na parang user kayo. User kayo, magagamit lang kayo pag kailangan nyo kami. Pero panahon ng kinakailangan kayo, hindi man kayo tumutulong.
Terminate Edca, negotiate for a new deal with America. We love the Americans, to tell you frankly. Okay? We build on what America has given us. And with China, let's treat them like a neighbor. Diba? Kapitbahay natin yan eh. Mawawala ba sa atin yan? Nandiyan palagi yan. Huwag mo aawayin.
Anyway, any armed force from the Philippines is always welcome. We have one brigade now of Marines. We welcome them. They did so much for us. Kung sa disaster lang po, siguro we have one of the best disaster response. We have one Marine. We have our first super typhoon, no? 4 lang po namatay. Yung second super typhoon namin, 5 lang po namatay. And then we have the mega flood. We could do it on our own. Just capacitate us. Pero yung bibigyan kami ng 2 maliliit na bangka sa second hand pa ng mga Amerikano. It demeans us so much. Hindi po sa ano. Kailangan po namin dito ang Armed Forces of the Philippines. They've been very cooperative with us. They've been very good to us. I never heard any complaint against our people, against them. No, they have precision po. Kasi our people, even in our anti-insurgency campaign, mawawala na ho insurgency dito. But please, no, do not ram into our throats what is not acceptable to us because binabola-bola lang po tayo eh. Hindi na po totoo ito. They came to me, no? Noong sinabi kong ayaw ko ng live fire, pupunta yung mga taga-US Embassy sa akin, tatlong colonel, isang political officer, at saka labor attaché. Sinasabi nila na investment, titignan daw yung investment, para akong tanga. Kala nila, hindi ko sila naintindihan. But you know, the 3 military people agreed with me when I told them, kayo nag-umpisa, sabi ko, engage China. Now, we're trying to contain them. Shouldn't we do something about these two? Sabi ko sa kanila, you know, hindi po sa ano, China never invaded us, never conquered us, never. Wala ko kami problema sa kanila. Hanggang ngayon po, totoo lang, they're very helpful. I never sought their help during our disasters, but their rights came in, no, through yung mga Federation of Chinese Chamber. Papadala sila ng rice kung ano-ano. Ang dami nila binibigay sa amin during our disasters. They are our neighbors. Please, do not let us tell them that they are our enemies because of the United States of America. Let them have their own war. But we can never be an enemy to our neighbor. Kinukuha nyo yung Hapon na kasama natin. Paano yung Hapon? Sila yung nag-conquer sa atin dun. Bakit naman Hapon ang kausap natin? Sa akin lang po. Alam niyo,
Thank you.
You know, I'm sorry. They're now trying to pit kahit yung mga mayors pinupunta ng sino-sino dyan. Susuportahan daw nila yung Edca. Can you imagine that? They are trying to pit yung local government unit against. I think let us not divide our people. Let us have one stand on this. No, you could bring all the assets, all the help of America to us, but not the soldiers of America to us. Yun lang po, pakiusap namin. No foreign forces in Cagayan. Yun lang po, para we will have sleepless nights. Pag ganyan po, kami po yung pinakamalapit. Tatamaan po kami kahit na anong mangyari. Pero kung hindi kami sasali dyan, hindi po kami tatamaan. I'm sure. Because China needs us too. And we need them too. Including that of Taiwan, including that of South Korea, including that of Japan. This is our time, especially in Northern Luzon. Yumaman po ang aming mga neighbors. Please, huwag natin disturbohin naman ito. I think this is our time. Sobra na ho ang hirap namin. Wala ho kaming nakita ng mga Amerikano na tumulong sa amin dito. Pasensya lang po, sinasabi ko lang po, yung mararamdaman ng totoong Kagayano na nagmamalasakit sa Cagayan. Hello po, maraming salamat.
Alam nyo, magpapalabasan na lang tayo dito ng sama ng loob. Dahil nga, ah, pag, ah, dumating yung pambubuli ng China, tayo galit na galit sa China, wala tayong ibang iniisip kung kanino tayo hingi ng tulong. And the closest ally that we can think of is Amerika. Di ba? Dapat silang tutulong sa atin. Ngayon, ito namang Amerika, marami mga previous incidents na pinapahirapan rin tayo, ginigipit rin tayo. Like for example, yung na-cite kanina ng ating isang resource speaker during Marawi Siege, yung procurement namin sa PNP ng rifles, hinarang ng Amerika. Hindi sila tumulong. Nagamit sana namin yun sa Marawi Siege. Ngayon, kaya mag-ingat tayo paano tayo magamit at magpagamit sa kanila. At the same time, kung magpagamit tayo, dapat magamit rin natin sila. Hindi dapat one way. Hindi ito dapat one way na maalala lang namin yung Pilipinas. Kayo ngayong may problema sa Taiwan, pwede palang gamitin na launching pad itong Northern Luzon para sa counter-attack natin doon sa Taiwan. Kung na-invade ang Taiwan by China, pwede magamit ng Pilipinas. Itong mga Amerikano rin dapat, ipaparating rin nyo, sir, kayo naman nag-uusap palagi. Kayo man nag-uusap, parating rin ninyo na kaya yung mga tao minsan nagiging negative sa inyo dahil lumalabas na parang user kayo. User kayo, magagamit lang kayo pag kailangan nyo kami. Pero panahon ng kinakailangan kayo, hindi man kayo tumutulong. Pero the fact remains, kahit na meron tayong ganong hinanakit sa kanila, the fact remains na sila pa rin ang kinakailangan talaga natin kapag tayo binubuli ng China. Wala tayong ibang mapuntahan, kundi Amerika. Yun lang. Okay bang bawi ko, sir? Okay ba? Bumawi ako konti? Okay lang? Ha? gusto mo na mag-report sa Amerika eh. So, si Bato galit sa inyo. Parang gano'n ay. Pero wala tayong ibang pupuntahan kundi Amerika, di ba? Galit na galit sa pambubuli ng China. Kanino tayo hingi ng tulong? Amerika. Di ba? Pero yun nga lang, sabihan nyo yung Amerikana kayo, halata masyado user kayo. Maisip lang nyo kami kapag may looming threat dyan sa Taiwan na dagdagan nyo, halata masyadong move ninyo na gusto nyo, Northern Luzon, lagyan ng additional Edca sites. Yun lang, mas maganda yung, kaya siguro negative yung ibang tao doon sa Northern Luzon sa kanila dahil kulang sila sa information na operation, naunahan sila ng China. Baka China nandun na, advance na doon, nangangampanya na yung China doon sa Northern Luzon na hindi, nagbibiro lang ako, gobyerno, wala yan. Wala yan, Gob. Ang akin lang, ba't ang Amerika, klaruhin nila yung purpose na dito, na hindi kami gagamit sa inyo. Hindi kayong gagamit sa inyo. Wala kaming, kung gamitin kayo, na pagkatapos gamitin kayo, iiwan namin kayo. O, dapat walang ganunan. Yun lang, Gob, hindi ko, yun, Gob, na pinapasaya ko lang yung kwan dito ngayon, yung mood dito, kaya masyadong seryoso yung aming hearing dito. Yun lang, sir. Iparating nyo sa Amerika na ganun. Huwag nyo kami masyadong gamitin. At alam nyo, we are also a thinking mamalya. Ayaw rin namin mapapagamit ng kami mapapasubo.
So, ang tanong, kung ihahambing natin itong Edca natin sa mga narinig na natin, na bilyon-bilyon binibigay sa Israel, bilyon-bilyon binibigay sa Taiwan at South Korea, anong kapalit ng ating peligro na dito sa Edca sites, dati man o karagdagan? May kapalit ba to? What are we getting in return? Only the permanent structures that they can take with them? What are these structures? Can't the Philippines just build them on their own? We have these military bases anyway.
Can we have J5 to answer considering that?
J5, please.
Yes, ma'am. I think I need also to process most of the information that are being discussed this afternoon. Well, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there have been a lot of benefits already in our relationship with the U.S. and the FMF funding that we are receiving every year is
But
helping
you know,
us
of
in our
course, that the
capability
FMS
development.
funding is a
Yes,
drop in the bucket compared to the others that have been
Yes, ma'am.
used as locations by the U.S.
Yes, ma'am. Probably we're not similarly situated. There are actually some interest that they have in those countries. They also have some interest in our country, and I'm sorry, but I cannot fathom the intent of what they have with Israel or Philippines. So
Palit ang
probably
peligro di ba?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Di ba sa Israel, bilyon-bilyon.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So
At si Senator Pimentel po.
Yung manlaman technology na nakasave sa taong nasaksak sa puso na i-transfer ba sa atin yun?
Yes, sir.
Yung kaalaman at
Yes,
kagamitan
yes,
para doon?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, kung makita natin, I would like to, yung ibang yung sa Marawi, I've been the commander of Marawi. Yung binigay sa atin training, yung LRC, yun ang Delta Force nila dati eh. Alam niyo ma'am, yun ang pinaka-best natin na talagang nakita namin na napakagandang contribution ng ginagawa nating military training. Second, yung lahat ng ating mga combat natin, casualty before, kahit na may tama sa ulo, nabubuhay because of those trainings. Very extensive. Ma'am, yung iba binibigay talaga nila at saka yung iba naman talagang yung mga talagang yung tinatawag natin yung during the Marawi, meron silang 14 na tao na kasama namin doon. Na-wounded pa nga yung isa eh. Ang ginagawa nila is continuous binibigay kasi bawal sa kanilang maki-fight directly. So ang ginagawa nila yung mga sniper, sila ang nagte-train.
Na-expose nga tayo sa capabilities nila,
Yes.
sa gadgets nila, sa ano nila, pero capable na ba tayo? Capable na ba tayo doon? Sa example niyo po, General.
Yes, yung iba, in some extent, ang natin talaga, yung skills, nag-upgrade tayo ng skills. Talagang napakalaki ng in-upgrade natin. Based, including the individual equipment and technology. And also the night vision goggles.
Kasi magawa yun, Madam Chair, kung siguro may chemicals pa siguro doon na kasama eh.
Actually,
may
mga
inject
plasma,
siguro.
yung mga plasma, yung
Anyway,
mga ganun, talagang binibigay nila.
Just an example, no? But that means that we are easier to please than the other countries na ilang billions, $100 billion sa mga...
That's why their commitment right now is right away, binigay nila sir sa atin yung $100 million. But I believe, $1 million, and then they said that, yun nga ang inano sa amin ni Austin, his promise that we will modernize the alliance. Yun ang ano niya, modernize the alliance. But I believe, yun ang ano namin, hopefully, pati yung, kasi ma'am, ako rin, na pumunta sa akin yun, yung kanilang director ng DCS, CA. Yung mismong defense...
Yung night vision, hindi naman 150 billion US katulad ng Israel.
Pero very malaki rin na yun na talagang equipment transfer sa atin yun. Very very useful.
Yes, Senator De La Rosa, please.
Ma'am, dagdag ko lang kay Secretary Galvez, ma'am, na hindi lang naman tayo nakinabang din doon sa Marawi Siege, kundi pati yung Amerika rin, nag-transfer din tayo ng technology sa kanila. Doon sila natuto na yung armor pala, yung diskarte ng Pinoy, yung mga tangki-digira natin, nilagyan ng mga kahoy, additional armorizing, additional armor doon sa tangki natin against sir, yung RPG. Against RPG. So, tunto ang Amerikano doon, natuto sila sa ingenuity ng Pinoy na pwede pala ganun. Vulnerability ng armored assets natin ay madidecrease through Pinoy ingenuity. Yung kahoy, nilalagyan ng mga kahoy na ordinary yung kahoy lang. Maganda po yung experience yun. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Ambassador Yabes, former USEC of DFA. I think you had a statement. He was assigned for a long period of time in Shanghai and is familiar with China.
Madam, Ma'am, I will be in Malacanang for the Prime Minister. May be allowed to.
Correct. Yes, you want to go ahead. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's fine. And General Centino?
John Centino is here, also our USEC from
Okay.
the DND.
I think we'll have to be winding down, so thank you very much for participating, gentlemen. The rest of you, if you could stay, we'd be grateful. This is not going to go on very long because we all have session. Ambassador Yabes, please.
Yes, I just like to make a very short comment, no, on the Edca. The Edca, which is supposed to be an executive agreement, it should be terminated, okay? And a new agreement should be negotiated with the Americans. But there should be no foreign forces here in the Philippines. We can ask for more assistance. We can train our people to defend themselves. We could
This is,
improve our...
aren't the foreign forces governed by VFA and not
No,
EDCA?
we have to have this clarified. The visiting forces agreement is a status of forces agreement. It is a SOFA. It is supposed to give us criminal jurisdictions over the foreign soldiers who commit crimes here against our nationals. As you know, even with the military, with Clark and Subic during those times, no, when they were here, there was no SOFA. Okay? That's why the Americans who were committing crimes were just being sent back to the United States. Okay? Well, the American laws will apply to them, not our laws. However, with the BFA, we now have, so long as we tell the Americans we are interested in this case, then we have jurisdiction. That is the functions of the function of the BFA. But when it was being negotiated, they included other things. However, that is basically a SOFA, a status of forces agreement. That's why we were able to get Daniel Smith, Pemberton, remember that? The cases against these Americans. That's the function of BFA. But EDCA, you should read EDCA. Okay? I don't have to say anything
Saying
on this.
that no foreign forces
No foreign force.
in the Philippines.
No, what I'm saying is
Would you like to
this.
expound on that, given that that's not squarely under EDCA only, but also under the VFA?
No, yes, the foreign forces agreement, the foreign forces being sent here, that can come here, can be done through, if that's the wish of the president, then they could come in. They don't have to have an agreement on this. Under international law, the foreign forces who are here on official are supposed to be treated like you cannot impose Philippine laws on them. The laws that will apply to them are, of course, foreign laws. Their laws, their own laws, the American laws or the laws of that country. However, so they can come in anytime. You know, the reason when this VFA was being remember, we just removed the bases there then in 1995. 1990 or 1992, something like that. And there was a new administration, and we wanted to improve our relationship with the United States. At that time, it was really, really bad, I tell you. I was there, okay? It's really, really bad. When we told them we don't need the Clark and Subic anymore. On a personal note, I didn't want them to leave. But then the Senate did not ratify the agreement for the extension of the military bases. So they were told to leave. It was really a bad time for our relationship with the United States. However, with the new administration that after Mrs. Aquino came, President Ramos wanted better relationship. That's why he came up with this Balikatan. And the Balikatan, when the Americans agreed with the Balikatan, Secretary Siason, then the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, says, we cannot have a balikatan unless there is a sofa. Okay? And the sofa is the VFA. Keep that in mind. That's why the sofa is very important. And then came this Edca. For what reason, I don't understand. However, when this was being negotiated, I'll tell you this, my personal experience. When this was being negotiated, the DFA person who was heading it did not agree. He was having a difficult time agreeing to the demands of the Americans. And so he was removed because President Obama was coming in already. And there must be something to be signed with the Americans. And we gave everything. And para sa atin lang to, ano? We were called to Malacanang. Pinagalitan kami ng presidente. Si Pinoy, pinagalitan kami. Sabi nga nung, pati ba naman kuryente, babayaran natin? We didn't ask anything from the Americans. We gave everything to them. That's the only thing I can say. Kaya, ngayon, nagbibigay. Tagal, no? Di ba? 10 years, wala silang ginawa. Tapos yung nagkaroon ng Scarborough. Oh, nasan sila? Di ba? Ayun lang naman. Ayun lang. Simple-simple. Tapos kinakalaban yung mga inchik ngayon. Tayo na naman yung sinaharap. Bakit natin hindi improve na sarili natin? If the Americans will continue, keep in mind that when the military bases were here, the U.S. bases were here, Clark and Subic, we were receiving at that time $200 million every year. At that time, malaki yun. That's why we had the Philippine Air Force at that time. We had ayaw kinakaingitan ng buong Asia noon. Kasi yung ating armed forces was highly equipped, highly trained. And then when we told them to get out, unti-unti nawala ang atin. As mamaya, wala na Air Force. Wala na yung Blue Diamonds. May kaibigan pa ako dyan noon na namatay sa Blue Diamonds. Wala na rin. Wala na. Tapos, unti-unti, dumarating na yung mga fisherman nila. Oh, anong ginagawa nyo? Wala. Wala Kunyari, binigay natin yung Edca, pero may hiningi tayo sa kanila. Kagaya ng hinihingi ng ibang countries ng Israel, ng Pakistan, 2 billion annually. Sabi nga nung kaibigan kong Pakistani, before our military, they were just using jeeps. Now they're using BMWs. Okay, that's the only thing I can say. Terminate Edca, negotiate for a new deal with America. We love the Americans, to tell you frankly. Okay? We build on what America has given us, or whatever we have. And with China, let's treat them like a neighbor. Diba? Kapitbahay natin yan Mawawala ba sa atin yan? Nandiyan palagi yan. Huwag mo aawayin. The way to treat the Chinese is treating them using their cultural yan Guangxi. Okay? If you understand Guangxi, then you can deal with the Japanese, the Chinese, the Koreans. In a way, it's not like dealing with the Americans are different. Kultura lang yan Diba? Kultura lang. Huwag kayo magiging, alam mo, mga ilong natin mga bilog Diba? Hindi matatangos, bilog. Tignan mo yung mga kapitbahay natin. Ganun din ang mga ilong, bilog.
Thank you. Thank you, Yusek
All right,
Chavez.
thank you, Senator.
Yeah, I think Sinait is also in the firing line. So there we have it. I'm going to have to wind down this simply because we have an all Senate caucus ongoing right now. I'm late. However, I'm very grateful for the paper submitted by Dr. Loha. I'm hopeful that all our other academics and resource persons will also submit their opinion, their thoughts, their additional information like Mr. C. And I'm hopeful that also the AFP can continuously update us with regard to Edca as well as the DFA. Given that the opportunity for amendment or even a new agreement poses itself next year, so we should be ready. In the meantime, the military, if you could also finally help us, together with Governor Mamba, understand what exactly we have done to prepare. There are 200,000 Filipinos in Taiwan. How are we going to evacuate every single one of them? There is not one bomb shelter in all of northern Luzon. How will we protect and defend our people? We have no underground camp in the entire AFP. How do we propose to get involved in warfare? There are no cyber security or other command control efforts. We have no air defense. We have no drones, and we are waiting for the Americans to deliver those promised. There's anti-tank, Javelin. I don't see any. We have so many issues with the STAR and the satellite. Where are all these thermal imaging requisites to defend our territory? The entire AFP has no anti-aircraft. There are no efforts at establishing sea mines for ammunition and so on. I think the Navy is better aware of that than I am, but we are alarmed at the prospect of war and our abject unpreparedness for any kind of attack.